checking off things off my bucket list because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time is take down a bear.
It's a journey to the north in the woods of Saskatchewan, where 3 hunters search for black bear.
Right here.
It was 20 yards away and it kept coming.
Shoot that bear.
Jordan was getting edgy. He's like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. It's an experience worthy of sharing in print on this Sporting Classics.
If that don't get your heart going.
Some adventures are found at the crossroads of epic and unforgettable, and they're best enjoyed with a close friend, a companion who cherishes the sporting life just as much as you do. It's someone who knows the magic contained in the simple phrase, opening day, and who understands that the words hunter and conservationist are one and the same. For we've been giving back for generations and sharing the outdoors with someone who celebrates the history, the art, and the romance of this way of life makes for a friendship to last the ages. One where the sound of a snickering horse, the crackling of a mountain campfire, the whiff of gunpowder will transport you to that same stirring part of the soul. Welcome to Sporting Classics. That old trusted friend who shares your love of adventure and reminds you of the greatest days of your life.
And he's not putting him grounded by any means, but he's not a little guy. Yeah, it's a decent bear. Yeah.
Anybody that hunts knows that you can make as many plans as you want, but the animals determine what they're going to do on their timeline.
Think he'll come back.
And it's fun to get in a stand. It's fun to look at bears, and it's fun to watch the behavioral differences. You know, you get a bear that comes in early, might not be an older bear, it's a smaller bear, then they're edgy, they're sketchy, they're looking around because they know there's a dominant bear in the area.
It's not a huge bear, but it's not a bad bear.
So just by behavior and how they're edgy and feel a little sketchy as they come in, you know that's not the big bear that's in the area. You know there's a bigger one, so you look at it, you enjoy the view of that bear, but you know, pass on that bear because there's going to be a bigger one coming in, and so you never know when that bigger bear is going to show up.
What have you seen here? Have you seen some big bears here? There's a couple that are, I would say, about that size or maybe a little bigger. Yeah. And this is one spot where you'll see multiple at a time.
Saskatchewan is a sportsman's paradise. The massive territory is the size of Texas with the population of Rhode Island. The wide expanses of stunning open land create a haven for wildlife. And Saskatchewan's Flyway Lodge is strategically placed in an ideal location for those looking to escape to the north in pursuit of outdoor adventure. You know, I tell you, if you're a sportsman, Saskatchewan is a land of opportunity. You come up here in the fall, of course, you got ducks and geese, you got sharp-tails, you got Hungarian partridge, and then you come up in the spring and you got black bears. This place is loaded with black bears. So it's, you know, lots of great memories in Saskatchewan, and I just love this landscape, the prairies, and you've got some mixed, you know, aspen forests in with that. So it's just a very inviting landscape as a sportsman, whether it's spring or fall, whether it's rifle or shotgun, it's all fantastic. Okay, here we go, fire in the hole. A little on the left side. I think I'm gonna leave that about an inch off the center. Okay, I'm done. See you guys. Have fun. This week, I'm hosting Wayne Nanney and Duncan Grant, two leaders of the talented team at Sporting Classics magazine, the iconic publication that transmutes the love of the outdoors into print. I was looking forward to sharing this magical hunting hotspot with my longtime friends, business, and hunting partners.
The lodge is an absolutely phenomenal place. They've created it on a sort of a hilltop above a lake here, so you can watch waterfowl landing every morning and every afternoon. it is just one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
I'm checking off things off my bucket list. This was a bear hunt that came up a couple of weeks ago, and I took advantage of it because it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, is take down a bear.
Wayne, Duncan, and I are going to split up each morning and we'll hunt separately, either spot and stalk or from a blind, depending on the conditions in the area. All three of us are guided by my good friend, Jordan Rosewell. You know, Jordan he's a firefighter by training and a paramedic, and he's one of those guys that just loves to be outdoors, grew up in the bush. He's a kid that was, you know, obviously raised by a father who was an outfitter and guide, and spent a lot of time in the field, whether it's trapping, hunting, just anything to be outdoors was kind of his whole DNA, which frankly wasn't dissimilar to my background. Growing up as a trapper, as a hunter, and somebody who trained bird dogs at a very young age. So we have a lot in common, and he's just a good soul. He's a lot of fun. The whole family is wonderful. You know, you come up here and they're just like, they're like your long lost relatives, and it's really fun to reconnect with them, especially in their habitat. This landscape is just so wonderful to be a hunter and fisher in. And we've got a lot of memories with the family up in their northern camp, Wheeler River Lodge. So he's got a high degree of confidence he's got a beaver down here. Turns out that bears absolutely love beaver. I'd say you got a beaver problem here, buddy. Good Lord. Look at all the damage down here. I had no idea.
For a bear, a beaver represents a lot of protein, especially when they're coming out of hibernation. They've lost a lot of weight over the winter and they're looking to put it back on. They're hungry. So they'll really focus on anything, but primarily they enjoy beavers.
They'll wander around the edges of these at night, try and catch the beavers when they're out of the water, up on land, chewing on these trees.
Because they feed at night as well.
Yeah,
okay.
That's when they come out to do their work. And that's an easy prey for a bear. And it's
a lot of calories. Yeah, right.
There's a lot of meat there.
Yeah.
And they smell. They smell.
Yeah, yeah.
Depends who you are, if it's terrible or beautiful. I personally like to smell because it means more bears for me.
Yeah, there you go. Ah, yeah, there you go. The good old conibear. These traps work well, don't they?
They sure do.
Perfect.
Sometimes I'm surprised they can even fit in that little hole, but
that is amazing, isn't it? Well, there you go. You're a bear caterer now.
One down, thousands to go.
All right, well, let's get this baby out of here, get him at the bait, huh? We can do some good. Good stuff, well done. Is that about a 20-pounder? 25?
Perhaps. He's an average size, not huge, but not a baby.
Hunting requires knowledge, dedication, and of course, marksmanship. And the different shooting disciplines have a lot of carryover, whether you're using a rifle, shotgun, or a pistol. Training with one raises your proficiency in all three. Accuracy with a handgun is important for any outdoorsman who spends time in the backcountry. And range time with a Walther is a great way to fine-tune your fundamental shooting skills.
Sun's headed downhill now.
Wayne, Duncan, and I spend day one in the stand. And the only bears I saw that day were on my phone, as Jordan sent a few texts with images from his trail cams.
Was that photo you sent me, was that taken down here? Yeah. That's a big bear. Yeah. Well, we didn't see any bears this afternoon, but the place certainly is a beautiful place, and it does have a lot of bears in it. We just keep missing them for some reason or other. This is where I saw bears the first afternoon we came up. I saw a really nice one here and passed on him. Now I'm wishing maybe I'd gone ahead and killed him, but he's still here for somebody.
When we hunt bear here, we try to do a combination of spot and stalk as well as stand hunting for bear, and it all depends on a hunter and his ability level. As we saw this week, We had some physical challenges where we couldn't do a lot of spot and stalk with some hunters.
I suffered a small stroke in July, and my health concerns have been, as I progressed in rehabilitation, what happened was my balance went away, my left foot went away, I developed a thing called drop foot, and I've been going to rehab, and then when the opportunity to come on this bear hunt came, my wife is the one that insisted I go because it gave me a goal, because I'm goal-oriented, to get to where I could be in the woods, to get where I could walk around, to get where I could traverse, to get where I could enjoy my life again and have something to work forward to. So that's what we did. When I found out I was coming on this trip, I doubled up on rehab every week, and I'm here to tell people, look, you set life changes, life has setbacks. If you've got a goal, give you something to work for. Get back outside and do what you enjoy. Don't let something just knock you back. Find a good guide that's gonna take care of you and put you on something like we did here with 12 Gauge Outfitters and run with it. In physical therapy, they tell you, walk up with the good and down with the bad first. Up to heaven and down to hell.
Duncan and I struck out, but Wayne's day was a story worth sharing in the pages of Sporting Classics magazine.
So leading up to the shot, I'd been sitting there for several hours, not seeing anything, just texting and seeing if anybody else was seeing anything. And out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, I saw movement. And the bear came from right to left, and he came out and looked right at me. Well, I raised the rifle up, and he kind of turned and started off the other way. Then I had a tree in between me and the shot I needed to take. Well, I'm thinking, I've lost my chance. Then he turned around and came back across the path where I had him square where I wanted him at. And he didn't look at me, but he stopped. And in my mind, I had my daddy, old Army veteran, say, breathe, aim, slack, squeeze. And that's what I did, and he went down with one shot. Great news. Great news, and he came out of nowhere.
You know, Wayne knocked it out of the park.
It's a gorgeous colt. Well, I was looking at him, and I'm like, he don't look mangy.
I think he was in some physical discomfort at some points of this hunt, but there was no complaints, and we got him his first bear.
I'm going to take him home. I'm going to hang him on a wall. I've already told my wife, prepare for a bear.
And like I say, the proof is in the pudding, and I'm very proud of what he accomplished this week.
Let's talk about this big old tough piece of bear meat. Because game meat is so lean, we very frequently use bacon to cook a big tough piece of game. Without bacon would be unbearable.
One of the big surprises here is Chef Mike Long, who Chris flew in to provide meals for us. And if there's ever been any overkill in the food arena at a lodge, this is it.
Now you can see we have the rendered bacon fat. Now let's turn the heat way back up. Let it get pretty hot. There, that's what we want, a sear.
You know, Chef Mike he's a fantastic chef. He used to own restaurants, and really he can take wild game and, you know, he can take some bear meat and transform it into something that's unbelievably delicious.
So you can see our brownings going on right there. That's what you want. That's the flavor.
We've used them a lot to really just bring the camp to a whole different level through the culinary experience. But that field to table is something that he's really good at and just a lot of fun to be with.
Poke the bear or don't poke the bear, Don. Put that over here and let it rest a minute. Now I know it's been at least an hour and a half since you guys had eaten. So you must be hungry again by now, right?
We're all really enjoying the food, and I'm trying not to eat everything he puts in front of me here, so I'll be able to fit in my seat on the airplane home.
Salty, sweet, bourbony, crunchy bacon, tart blackberry. I think it'll do.
The goal of a hunting trip shouldn't necessarily be to come away with a trophy. It is to come away with an experience, a memory of adventure and camaraderie that you will treasure for the rest of your years. That is the ethos of Sporting Classics TV and Sporting Classics Magazine.
My name is Duncan Grant, and I'm one of the founders of Sporting Classics Magazine back in 1981. The magazine's 43 years old now, and we've just really enjoyed every minute of it, of producing the thing for our affluent audience.
Within the outdoor world, there's not many people that do exactly what we do. Within the outdoor world, you can look at a magazine and you can read ballistics and MOA and that kind of stuff, and that's important to a group of people, and I understand that. That's just not who we are.
10 years ago, I wrote a mission statement that our mission was to preserve the heritage, the romance, the art of hunting and fishing. And that's what we try to do.
We're about telling the story, storytelling. I'm a huge fan of Teddy Roosevelt. I love Teddy Roosevelt because he wrote firsthand accounts of what he did. I like writers who write firsthand accounts of what they do. So we try to honor that tradition and that heritage.
And of course, we work with Chris Dorsey at Sporting Classics TV and partner with that. And so it's a much bigger platform altogether than it was when we started.
And so this opportunity to do a television series, kind of bringing the magazine to life on TV and video, was really a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun because they make it that way, and they've got such a passion for it. I've always loved the magazine. I don't think there's a finer outdoor magazine published or ever has been published than Sporting Classics. It's like it speaks to me. Every time I get an issue, it's got all the adventure, it's got great photography, brilliant writing, and the whole package is put together in a way that just seems like an invitation really to the greatest of the sporting life. And that's kind of what the brand is all about. And it's been a lot of fun. And then to bring Duncan and Wayne up here and share our place in Saskatchewan and get them out in the field and just talk the history of the magazine and how it's still talking to sportsmen. It's still a magazine for people who love to read, who love story. Nobody else is really doing it to the same degree that they are, and certainly not with the same quality and reverence that they're doing it with.
It's been 43 years, so it's been quite a spell. I didn't have any gray hair when we started it, but it's just a pleasure to do it. It's a lot of fun to do it. It's fun to meet the people, and it's still every bit as much fun as it was when we started it.
It's got to come out eventually. It is the last day of the hunt with two partners from Sporting Classics magazine. And while Wayne struck gold, Duncan struck out. That leaves Jordan and I with one last chance to bring down a black bear.
So this is one of the trails we have trail cameras set up on. The bears are using it to go back and forth to the beaver. And there's another one just up here, heads that way as well. So they all kind of converge just up ahead here.
So are they coming down to the lake then? That's what they're trying to catch the beavers that are coming out? That's about the only protein right now?
Yeah, and like we talked about before, that's a lot of protein for a bear.
That's a heck of a trail. Looks like a bear superhighway. Well, what do you think? Set up here? Just get up ahead?
Yeah, we'll go up another 20, 30 yards and get set down.
We knew there was one, in particular, one trail that had been really used because this lake was full of beavers. So the bears kind of in the whole area were working around this lake. And we just set up.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And sure enough, it didn't take long and this bear just kind of emerges.
Right here. Right on the hill. Yeah, that's a good bear. He's gonna come this way. Just let him come.
And I thought he would kind of continue down the trail, but he sort of did one of these and looked at us and recognized something was there.
Just let him come. Yeah, shoot him. Yep.
So suddenly it was one of those, it was in close enough, 20 yards away, and it kept coming.
He's coming. Yeah, that's a good bear. Shoot that bear.
Jordan was getting edgy. He's like, shoot him.
Hey, good shot.
Oh, that's a nice bear.
Buddy.
That's a nice bear.
If that don't get your heart going, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard a thing. I just happened to glance over, and there he was, sitting there, the sun on him, just beautiful.
Congratulations, man.
Well done, man.
Chris got on that bear, and he laid the smack down on him. That bear didn't go 20 yards.
Nice bear, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Another adventure for the books.
Yeehaw.
But to watch it all come together, it was a great hunt.
Great animals, aren't they?
They're very interesting.
The forest bear. It's one of those amazing little encounters when you get in Saskatchewan and you've got this right little zone, you've scouted it out. Jordan did his homework, plenty of bears in the area, and it just worked out. Magical moments are best when enjoyed with friends and family, and at Sporting Classics TV and Sporting Classics Magazine, we are honored to share these passions with our readers, viewers, and followers, and strive to bring elevated storytelling to our shared audiences. It is impossible for men to do justice to God's magnificent creations, but we do our best.